Well, you know, there are countless reasons to take care of our smile, but let's start with this one. Nearly 20% of adults over 65 have lost all of their teeth. That is shocking. That statistic comes from the CDC, which also reports that an additional 1 in 5 people over 65 have untreated tooth decay. So why aren't our seniors going to the dentist? Sarah Chavarria, EVP and Chief People Officer for Delta Dentist, joins us now to discuss this very important topic. Welcome, Sarah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course, and you have a beautiful smile, but that statistic was really frightening. So why aren't our seniors going to the dentist?
It is frightening. So when we talk about seniors, we're talking about our retiree population over 65. For Palm Springs, that is about 27% of the population. So here are a couple of things we know. We know that half of that population did not go to the dentist last year because of the pandemic. And we know that about half of that population doesn't have dental insurance, and so they might be seeing cost as a barrier. But what's really important to remember is that there is a link between our oral health and our overall health and well-being. So getting to that dentist visit is really important.
Absolutely. You are so right. So, the cost factor does kind of concern me because I know that is, for so many seniors on fixed income, that is a consideration. So what can our seniors do who look at it as really purely economics?
Yeah, absolutely. I know that as people move into retirement, they're looking at that limited dental benefit through Medicare. So a couple of things they can do is, one, they can look to like Delta Dental for an individual plan. We have plans for seniors that are flexible and affordable and will help get seniors to their visits, twice a year. But another thing they can do if really, the population is thinking about not being able to afford that, we have a lot of community partners, especially here in California. We partner with a lot of organizations in local communities that provide access to care. So if folks reach out to their local dentists, reach out to some of those community partners, come visit us. They'll find some avenue to make sure that they're making that first appointment.
That's great advice. And something you touched on earlier I want to explore. They say that our mouth is really a mirror to our general good health. So if that is true, in fact, then talk to me about that correlation.
Sure. I'll give another statistic that's quite staggering. So 70% of folks over 65 have gum disease. And what's important about that statistic is that is an indicator, or can be an indicator, for heart disease, for stroke even, for diabetes, for glaucoma. So getting in to get that health screening and talking to the dentist early about that indicator can really help prevent long-term care and long-term costs. And I want to add that there are even some new studies that suggest that poor oral health and that tooth decay you were talking about earlier can be indicators for Alzheimer's and dementia. So if you think about people who go to the dentist twice a year, that's twice a year you're having a doctor look in your mouth and look for some of those indicators so that you can get ahead of that.
Wow, that is shocking. I hadn't heard about that new study. So what kind of just basic advice can you give our desert dwellers who are 55 and older as far as health care for their mouths and teeth?
Yeah, sure. So I've already said make an appointment, but what I'll add here is there are things we can build into our everyday routine that go a long way to providing for really good oral health and for keeping our smiles bright and shiny while we're smiling out there on the golf courses of Palm Springs. And there are things like brush twice daily and floss. I know everybody doesn't want to floss, but it's really, really important. Drink a lot of water with fluoride if you can. Eat a well-balanced diet. Get some exercise. Exercise is good for everything, for our overall well-being. And if you wear a partial or a denture, make sure that you're taking that out during the day and giving your mouth a rest.
Good advice. Thank you so much, Sarah. And where can our viewers go for more information?
Sure. Please visit ddins.co /healthy aging. Our teams put a lot of information and resources out there specifically for the population we've been talking about today. We want to make sure that everybody keeps smiling well into their retirement.
Great. Thank you so much. Thanks for bringing all this great information and your beautiful smile. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me. Have a great day.
You too. Thanks.